How's it going, beings of the universe? My name is Waffles, and welcome back to Gay Day, a podcast made by and for LGBTQ plus youth. I know this episode has been a long time coming, and I hope I can deliver to you like the saint I am. If you don't know what happened, I had a bunch of exams and homework I had to get done since it was the end of the school year, but now that school's out for the summer, I hope to do a more regular uploading schedule of going back to the once a week format. So, if you read the title, then you know we're talking about childhood. Part 2, baby. Yep, I'm digging up a horse and beating it with a shovel because I just have more shit to say, you know? Let's get right into it now, shall we? The first subject to bring up is Let Me Be Queer, representation in the media. Today we're going to be bringing up Loud House. It's a cartoon on Nickelodeon, and it's actually a very charming show, and I really recommend you watch it. It's very good. It's a show that teaches mostly about family and acceptance and love. The main character has a best friend who has two dads who are happily married, and the main character also has a sister who is a lesbian. It's a very cute show. It's very open and accepting, and I just love it to pieces and highly recommend you check it out. You could probably find the episodes up on the internet, or you could just check it out on TV on Nick. Again, it's The Loud House, and I hope you like it. The next section is What Are Straight People? What do those heterosexuals do to make me tick? Today we're going with the age-old argument, you're too young to understand your sexuality/gender. Yeah, I mean, who am I? Just the person who has the mind and body, and it's not like I would know anything about my own personality and what I like. More or less, it's just, you don't hear this argument used on straight kids, and it's very obvious why, because, they're in the heteronorm. Why should straight people care? Here's the thing. I would love for there to be a straight kid who, comes to school and is like, I came out as straight to my mom and dad, and they just told me I'm too young to understand my sexuality. That's never gonna happen, but man, wouldn't it be entertaining? More or less, it's just a very dumb and ignorant comment, and it's just a stupid argument, because, this is who I am. I should know out of everybody what I like. You do not dictate what I like. If you do, then you're an asshole, and I don't want to associate with you at all. But yeah, so straight people, don't say that age is an issue when it comes to knowing your gender and sexuality, because more often than not, that's not the issue. The issue might just be you're an unaccepting prick. We're going to be bringing in a new section, and I think it's going to be very appropriate for this episode. It's called Blast from the Past. Forgotten things from our childhood that we should look at now and see how fucked it was. Today I'm going to be talking about school assemblies, specifically stranger danger, anti-drug, and anti-bullying PSAs. My god, those were the fucking bomb. Because at assembly, you never knew what was happening when you were a kid. They were like, hey, stop what you're doing, go sit in the gym, and you just did it, and you were like, alright, we're gonna probably graduate from Tuesday? But yeah, it was always just so weird, especially as a kid, because it would be like a teacher or a staff member or the principal, God forbid, would just pop up on stage all bright and peppy, and they'd be like, okay, students, rather than continue to teach you things that you'll need for the basics of your entire life, we're going to dedicate this entire hour to these random people. And then some other high energy fuckface just came on stage and they were like, yeah, we're the cool guys and we want to talk to you about drugs. God, that was so weird. My favorite assemblies, especially, had to be the anti-drug and stranger danger ones. Those were the best as a kid, because stranger danger it's just such a dumb concept to me, because you are being told not to trust anything a stranger says to you and tells you to do. You're not supposed to do anything a stranger tells you to do. And you are told to do this by a stranger. Think about that for 2 minutes like I did and not want to jump off a bridge. It's just so weird. When it comes to stranger danger, as a kid we had multiple speakers. They all sort of were the same shtick, where they tried to be all hip, cool, and relevant, and try to be all like, yeah, we rap, and we're gonna rap about how strangers are bad. My favorite ones were when like no speakers would show up, and they just like put a video up on a TV. Those were really fun for me, because I got to see bad, most likely Canadian American actors just be like, hey, kid, would you like to go to my minivan for free candy? And then the kid would be like, oh boy, yes, mister. And then there would be like a fucking freeze frame. And then a man would walk up on screen in a terrible green screen effect and would be like, this is Timmy. He went over and said hi to the stranger. The stranger offered him candy in his van, and now Timmy went over to the van. Later, his body was found in the desert. Like, nothing else, just, yep, Timmy's dead. And then they would be like, here's what Timmy should have done. And then it's like, hey, kid, you wanna have candy from my van? And then the kid would just do, like, a multitude of things they tell you to do. Like, the ones I remember most of all were run away, scream, throw a tantrum, or, or my favorite one of them all, hit them in their no-no square. But like, that was a legitimate thing they told us to do. They said, if a person you don't know touches you, always hit them in their no-no square. That was on a DVD. But let me backtrack a bit. Back in like pre-K, in like this church pre-K thing that I went to, the way they taught us how to deal with strangers touching you, they said, hit the monster in the privates, and they would get like the teachers to like sort of hold our shoulders, and then we would just have to like pump our fists up in the air, and they wore like padding, I think, and like it's all coming back to me now, but like the literal chant was, hit the monster in the privates, hit the monster in the privates. And every time we chanted that, I would just think of this goofy, fluffy, blue thing with like googly eyes. And I would just be like, I don't want to hit a monster. I thought I was gonna be dead my entire childhood, because of the way they brought up the whole stranger danger thing. Yeah, kidnappings were real, but like, I never had to deal with that. I just had to deal with shit-nosed little snot brats who are terrible. I don't know what a snot brat is, but man, do I hate kids. I didn't have a good childhood, if you didn't know. I was really picked on, so I don't like kids as a result, because I'm a petty fucking bitch. Oh god. What was the other two PSAs? Oh yeah, anti-bullying and anti-drugs. Oh, okay, so anti-bullying, that was a huge thing. They taught us that through puppets. Because, yeah, to solve the issue of kids constantly making fun of things, bring in two adults with straight gray hair, most likely wearing denim considering it's Albuquerque, and puppets with monotone voices trying to do high voices, and teach us that bullying is wrong through comedic shticks. Like, they obviously didn't think it through, but man, is it funny to think back on it now. Anti-drug PSAs, those were a huge thing in middle school. The usual stuff like crack is whack, say no to Mary Jane. But like, these assemblies and such didn't really solve problems for me. However, they created a new problem where I am now obsessed with watching PSAs, especially old ones, where they're just like, hey, crack is whack, do hip-hop dancing instead. Like, PSAs, that is my shit, especially anti-drug PSAs, because they got so fucking wild, and they're so dumb, and the acting is so bad. It's just, it's just too good. Oh, man. I miss assembly, though. Like, I still had assembly as a high school student, but it's not as fun. Now when we have assembly, it's just usually them telling us, hey, you're going to college in about 2 years. You want to think about that? And then it's just that. Okay. I think we've had enough of Blast from the Past. If you have anything I should think about bringing up from our past, leave it in the comment below. The next one is that a theory? And in this one, I just look at the most whacked out conspiracy theories and just ask myself, is that a theory or are people just insane? You've heard of this one, I'm guessing, since it blew up over the internet. It is the Flat Earth Society. How does this relate to school? Well, let me tell you. Apparently, there is a group of people who have denied any logic or reason and believe that the motherfucking globe that we live on is flat. They think it's a disc just spinning around like a little frisbee. That it's just no. God, no. And their arguments are always the same, like the horizon line. Okay, think of it like this. That is human perspective. The reason we can't really see on that far is because of water molecules building up in the atmosphere, going at a further distance, and the curvature going around, and it just curves off. That's the reason the horizontal horizon happens. At least that's what I know from my physics teacher. However, these people seem to think, oh, there's a horizontal line, that's flat. It just makes me really, really sad. And a lot of these theories and videos that I look at, they don't account for what gravity is. Like, they don't account for the rules and laws of basic fucking physics. They don't account for that shit. And and whenever that's brought up, they're just like, oh, gravity has a place somewhere in there. But anyway, I put a level down and it was flat. Like, if you go close enough on a curved object anywhere, it can flatten out. Take a ball, for instance. Go close enough, and then based on your perspective, yeah, it's gonna seem a little flat, because we are fucking tiny on a giant fucking marble moving super fast around a gas orb that's on fucking fire. And that is all, folks. They make me really mad for some reason, like irrationally mad. So is that a theory? Next week I hopefully won't have such an infuriating one. How about Monster of the Week? Now, I love this, and I know one of my listeners is going to be really happy about this. I'll give you a moment to guess. They chirp when they're happy. They love things that shine, and one of their hobbies includes chasing cars. They love to live in the dark and only come out at night. Their eyes glow. You know who that is? Yep, the one and only Mothman. Mothman, oh, he's the purest cryptid of them all. A fluffy insect boy who I just love. I love them. And I know one of my listeners, I'm calling you out, has really wanted me to discuss Mothman for this, and says that Mothman should be every week for Monster of the Week. Except I can't do that, incredible thought. I really can't, and I'm sorry. Yeah. So Mothman is the Monster of the Week. Take that with a grain of salt if you don't like it, but yeah, go and find your local Mothman and give them a little kiss. They might like it. Also, get them something that shines, some jewelry. They'll love it. They'll love it. This is a newer section, probably from last week. Or, well, not last week, but last time I recorded. I don't fucking know. It's been so long. It's called I'm Gay for That. Things I obsess... that... I cannot talk. It's called I'm Gay for That. Things that I obsess over in the community, or just in guys in general. This one, I'm just gonna say, yeah, not a lot of people are gonna agree with my liking of it. However, just know, I'm doing me, you do you, and we won't do each other. ASMR. God, there has been such a sort of, I don't know, it's not really a pure hatred around the community, it's just been more of a kind of, oh, that's weird, that's really weird. It's sort of been just that, so like, saying you like it is kind of, people will look at you like, okay, you do you, but that's weird. I don't know, it's just, I like it because it's relaxing, and it's very therapeutic and calming, and it helps with sleep, it helps with anxiety, it just works for me. The two I'm a pretty big fan of is, slime ASMR, because it's very nice to just watch it and just unwind. And another one that I listen to because I'm a lonely bitch is roleplay ASMR. God, fuck me, damn it. It's not a weird kink thing, I promise. It is purely because I like to feel like there's somebody who would be willing to comfort me if I'm ever distressed. And like listening to a deep voiced man just talk to me and just say everything's alright, it just helps me, especially when I'm about to have an anxiety attack. It just works for me, and it might not work for you, but hey, I think it's good to try new things. So if you don't know or haven't tried ASMR, try it. Maybe you might like it. It's not for everybody, that's for certain, but it works for me, and I'm gay for it. Uh, Speaking of gay, I gotta say, gay day, gay day. What am I freaking out over this time? This is my closing section, Gay Day, the namesake of this podcast. And that would be, now that school's out, I have to deal with the awareness of time moving forward and the fact that I'm gonna be an adult soon. And I don't like that. I really don't like the fact that I'm gonna be a grown adult, because that's very weird to me, because I would rather stay like this, stay in this sort of high school bubble where I'm not really a kid, but I'm not an adult, so I have a little slack, but not too much. I don't know. Being an adult sounds fucking terrifying. And even though I might hate school in some ways, I really definitely do not hate school, but there are some aspects that I find very jarring. It's just, I would like to be a kid a little longer, but I can't, and it's just, oh, gross. It's just, now that I don't have school to distract me from that awareness, I'm gonna have a lot of sleepless nights where I'm like very aware of the passage of time, and that does not comfort me at all. Maybe I can listen to some ASMR to wind down. Anyway, that was Gay Day, a podcast made by and for LGBTQ plus youth. I know it's been a while, but hopefully you enjoyed this little tidbit, and I hope to see you next week. And next week we'll be discussing, honestly, I don't know. But for the most part, I hope you guys enjoyed. I really, really enjoy doing this. And now that school's out of the way and I don't have a job because I'm an unemployed bitch, now that I don't have distractions, so hopefully we can have a consistent schedule. I hope to see you guys next week, and I can't wait. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you want me to do next, and I'll see you soon. Peace.